At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859-CALL-US. In Lexington and now in London.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
All right, good evening and welcome to Frederick Douglass High School, William Warfield, alongside my tag team partner tonight, Jared Peck. And Jared, we've got a different game than what we originally thought we were going to have here tonight, but it is Ryle and Scott County going toe-to-toe here tonight, and we'll bring that game to everybody. And then in game number 2, we got Tates Creek here at Frederick Douglass High School, which should be a decent little game as well.
Yeah, and we're just sharing the love tonight. That's all we're doing. We're sharing the love out to Scott County and Ryle.
Well, you know, we were already here and already set up. We were expecting the Henry Clay Woodford County game, and we're not upset at it at all. It turns out that Henry Clay was also hosting this particular event, and they decided that they wanted to play that game at home. So that's the story behind that one. But I'm sure Scott County and Ryle will appreciate the coverage.
Yeah, and I saw Scott County play last week, and I think they're going to want to improve on the scrimmage. I saw them play against Dunbar last week, and you know, Scott County, you shouldn't take anything for granted. I saw Ryle play Lafayette the other night. Ryle looked really good. They just came down to a goal in the last 5 minutes from Brennan Wallen for Lafayette, and that was the difference, 1-0. But they both had their moments, and Ryle looked dangerous for a lot of that game.
I heard Lafayette's much improved this season.
Well, I think it's a tough ask to get out of the 43rd, but I think they're climbing the ladder a little bit. Tates Creek's going to be a bear this year. Lexcath only lost 1-0 to Sacred Heart, which usually they lose by more in that first game of the season. And we'll see more from Sacred Heart tonight because they're going to play West Jess, and we'll find out exactly. We'll get a little better idea of what's going on out there.
That game's tonight, like you said. That's a big game. Sacred Heart West Jess. We're going to see you at the Colts if they're still the real deal or if what they lost last year hurt them. But I got a feeling with their work ethic and everything and practice and everything, I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah, and then I've seen Dunbar play twice. I saw him play last night. Dunbar looks really solid with a new coach. They got a lot of enthusiasm in that program.
Yep. She's a former Commodore as well.
That's right. Megan Pogue, former Commodore, teacher at Tates Creek Middle School, I believe.
And she obviously she was a very good soccer player when she was in high school, and then you know, they got a really nice keeper over there as well.
Oh yeah, Morgan Turcott. I was told she was going to be recovering from an injury for a few weeks, but she got some action in last night and played I think about 3/4 of that game last night.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting on the teams to get ready. Ryle's still warming up a little bit. We did have football practice go over just a little bit longer than what I think both teams expected. Although this has got a start time tonight of 6:15 and not 6 o'clock, so I think we're actually on time because it's just 6:08 right now. But what a beautiful campus this is here at Douglass.
No, they did it up right. The field's got a little more crumb rubber than maybe some people would like, but it looks good.
Yeah.
And you know, they get the extra field over there for all the activities for all the different teams they have to share. And yeah, it's a palace.
They are expecting rain here tonight. It has been coming down lightly here at Frederick Douglass High School, but we expect it to kind of clear away. And then later on tonight, I understand we're going to have some bigger storms come in. So hopefully we get both soccer games in before that does happen.
Yeah, it looked like there would be we might get rained on this first game, and then we'll have a window, hopefully.
Yeah. I see Coach Tucker, Holly Tucker of Tates Creek coming into the
making her way
stadium now. She also thought that Henry Clay and Woodford County was going to be playing here tonight.
That's why you were. She led you astray, is what happened.
No. It wasn't. Well, I might have led her because she showed up here instead of over there.
No, but I just did a story about all the female coaches today on Kentucky.com. We have 5 out of the 9 girls high school coaches in Lexington, which is a pretty high percentage, like 59%, are led by women, including Douglas's own Megan Atkins, and then Megan Pogue at Dunbar. We got Tucker at Tates Creek. We got Casey Greer at LCA. And then there's one more I'm forgetting.
That was an interesting switch over at LCA where you had, you know, basically the girls' head coach went to go coach the boys, and now you got a new head coach for the girls over there.
Yeah, and I talked to both coaches, and it was just a thing where it felt like the boys' coach had a new job offer or a job taken somewhere else late, probably into June when they found that out. And it just seemed like a good time for the change. And, Coach Fugman Steve Fugman has coached boys before. He was a very successful coach at Lafayette before he took the LCA girls job a decade ago. And actually, the Lafayette boys coach, Chris Grimm, was his assistant there. And just felt like it was a good move, and Casey was ready, and here we go. And the coach I left out was Lafayette girls coach is Taylor Roden.
Again, Ryle's still warming up, although it looks like they're heading over to the sideline now, so we can get our starting lineups here shortly. We will bring you soccer action. That'll be coming up here in just a few moments here live on PrepSpin.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for.
All right, welcome back here to the Frederick Douglass High School, William Warfield, alongside Jared Peck tonight. And Jared, you've got a new website that you kind of put up. Well, not really new, but it's been out there for about a year, 2 years now.
It's been out for a year and a half. It's talkingthebluegrass.com. We've already dropped the videos from my interviews for the Herald Leader for Bryan Station girls and Bryan Station boys. Those are up right now. Tonight, after I leave here, I'm going to put down the Frederick Douglass interviews with the players and each coach for the boys and girls team.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do. I mean, there's people that think that we give some teams a little short shrift in the Herald Leader, and that's just because of the constraints on what I can do at the Herald Leader. But I'm a soccer fan. I love soccer. I'm here doing this because I love soccer, and myself and Coach Kerry Samas, who's a Lexington Football Club coach, got together and put this website together, and we do whatever sports news we can. Got a couple interns over the spring and got some more news up, but we'll be highlighting each team as we go.
Yeah.
In the next few days.
Yeah, you guys do a really good job covering everything. It seems like here in Central Kentucky. I don't see how you and Josh, when you guys work together on the Herald Leader stuff too, I don't see how you guys keep up with everything.
Well, Josh is the real hero of that situation. I come in and tag in when he's needs some air. He's actually taking a vacation right now and getting a break right before football season.
Yeah. I believe he went out to California again, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, we won't talk too much about his fandom. He's a nut, and he is full on, but he's full on for high school sports in Central Kentucky as well. So that's great.
Comic Con time.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Well, we're listening now to the starting lineups for both teams. We had Ryle introduced a while ago, and now Scott County, who is the home team on the scoreboard, is being introduced now as well. So we're excited. I mean, soccer, regular season soccer, we got probably what's going to be a decent game here in game number 1, and then game number 2 we get to see a top, in my opinion, a top 10 team in Tates Creek.
Yeah, the state rankings came out, the preseason rankings came out earlier this week, I think on Sunday, and I don't remember exactly where Tates Creek was, but they were a little low, and in discussions on Twitter with the Maher ranking people.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We'll pause here.
I'll tell you what, we're going to step out for just a second, and we will be right back here live from Frederick Douglass.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859 in Lexington and now in London.
The future of healthcare.
Welcome back here to Frederick Douglass High School. William Warfield alongside Jared Pack. And Jared, again, Ryle taking on Scott County here in game number 1. We thought, again, that, and we apologize for you all that are tuning in tonight, expecting the Woodford County Henry Clay game. Unfortunately, that game was moved over to Henry Clay, as Henry Clay was also hosting this event. And so basically this game and their game kind of switched, and we got Scott County and Ryle, which we're not complaining at all. Again, this game is going to be a good game here tonight, and we appreciate both of these teams allowing us to cover their game here this evening. But with that said, we're getting ready to get this one started, and I do need to thank our title sponsor on the network, Whiteger and Maggard Orthodontics, and also Mingua Beef Jerky for all that they do for us. Mingua Beef Jerky, the official game day snack of PrepSpin. Also, Bluegrass Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider of our network. And looks like we're about ready to have some soccer going on. So Scott County will start out with the ball. Scott County, of course, in the red with the blue numbers, white trim. Ryle with the, and Ryle's going to be hard to see down there number-wise because they've got orange numbers on.
Yep, Tennessee Volunteer time.
They should have wore the black numbers, in my opinion, but it is what it is. And we got soccer here on the network as Scott County controls the ball to start this one off. Now you're going to hear me call this one a lot of times like a basketball game, and I apologize about that. It's just my way of doing it, I guess. I'm kind of putting my stamp out there on it.
Well, you know, people tell me, you know, they don't understand soccer, and I tell people that soccer is basketball on a much bigger floor, and you can't set picks.
There is contact though, and
there is contact.
They don't call it foul a lot of times.
You can't set picks, but basically all soccer plays are running the Princeton offense. They are trying to get behind the defense, and with a perfect pass to get somebody open. And if you think of it that way, it translates pretty well.
Well, the throw in there from Scott County briefly intercepted, but Scott County able to get it back, and it's going to be a little hard tonight because I broke my monitor. It's only showing me half of the screens.
You got all kinds of problems tonight. Wrong game.
Wrong game.
Broken monitor.
Broken monitor. They got a broken window out here at Douglas. It's starting off kind of odd here tonight. So Ryle's got it, and they're deep inside what we like to call the red zone. Takes a shot on goal. It misses to the right. So I didn't get to see who actually shot that for Ryle, but Ryle with the first look here in this one. Bluegrass Orthopedics, they are the official sports medicine provider, of course, of PrepSpin, but also of the Scott County Cardinals out there. They joined Scott County this new school year, and we're excited with our great folks there at Bluegrass Orthopedics and appreciate all that they do. As Scott County will have it again taken away by Ryle. It looks like Ryle's trying to be the aggressor here early on in this one.
Yeah, Ryle showed a really good. They showed a lot of good possession against Lafayette the other night. They can move the ball around. They're showing you a little bit of that here. Just trying to keep the ball under their control and pull the defense apart.
Got a new partner here on a network, and that's UPS Jobs Kentucky, the Loop, if you will. Put that camera there a little bit more in the window, or you're getting stuck on the windowsill. You have to, again, excuse me for the early season jitters, if you will. We'll get seasoned after a couple games, but
well, you got jitters. You've been doing this for years. This is my first game.
It's been a long summer.
Yeah.
A lot of baseball.
You've been shooting some nice videos for the preseason stuff, though. Football and West Jess soccer.
Yeah, well, you know, I got this new little camera, and it's just kind of become a little hobby, I guess, if you will. Just get out there having a little fun.
Out of control, William. Sorry.
Ryle again as they look to try to score here. Scott County trying to prevent it with the defense, and good job there by Scott County to prevent the shot from being fired off there by Ryle.
Yeah, that's the second time Ryle's, I think it's Yasmin Garcia, number 19, is kind of getting loose in there and causing some problems.
Tell you what, you talk about a score coming up in the next game. Shay Robertson certainly has got to be one of the favorites this year for some postseason awards.
Yeah, she had 31 goals last year, most in the city. We're going to have to, and she'll be keyed on this year, so some other Tates Creek players are going to have to step up.
I believe she's just a junior this year.
She's just a junior. That's why Tates Creek is such a bear to deal with, because their younger classes, you know, have been the ones that have been the stars. They were sophomores last year and almost won the region. They won the 43rd district, took it away from Lex Catholic for the first time in 2 years.
Yep.
And you know, they had a devastating loss in camp when they lost their midfielder Carson Priggy.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to figure that out, because she was the focal point of their midfield, and if they can find a new person to get them going, they're going to be trouble.
Well, they certainly have got options, and I saw, I believe it was one of your all's previews that you did where Coach Tucker was saying that, you know, it's not going to be just one player that can step up and handle that situation as the keeper there saves a potential shot, but she says that everybody's got to be a team effort. You can't just step in there and replace somebody like Carson.
Yeah, but nobody's crying for Tates Creek because Tates Creek is loaded full of solid players. Nobody's crying. People are crying to me because I gave them so much press in that article. But they after what they did last year and what they're bringing back, I think they deserve that. I mean, there are other teams that deserve consideration, and those teams are going to earn that recognition as the season goes on.
Scott County, just a couple of years ago, they were pretty solid. They've got a lot of new faces this year, but they certainly have potential, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're on a new coach as well. Dunbar's Megan Pogue was actually there last year. She had taken over that program in an emergency situation when the other previous coach left, which we won't talk about that situation too much, but she did what she could with it. And Scott County has middle school soccer. I think it's a mystery to some people about why they struggled. I think they were 8-11 last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it'll come around. Scott County's too big and too stout as a school, and people care too much for them to be down for too long.
They will have a new high school there. I believe it opens next year. Is that right? With Great Crossing.
I'm gonna have to take your word for that.
I'm pretty sure. Next year it opens up.
Yeah, that's gonna mix things up a little bit because redistricting does have sometimes a detrimental effect on athletics, but that's more opportunities for more players. That's the way to look at that. Is that sometimes you get split up and you're not what you were, but who knows what you can be with all the new players getting chances.
Mm-hmm. This is our second Northern Kentucky team that we've had on here so far early on in this new season, this new school year. We had Simon Kenton on just last week as they played West Jessamine in a preseason game. And, of course, West Jessamine didn't have a couple of their stars in that game, out on vacation, but their keeper being one of them. But Simon Kenton certainly a powerhouse up there in Northern Kentucky, and Coach Rob Zoller and doing great things up there. And Ryle we don't know a whole lot about, but they look like, again, an aggressive team, and they've certainly controlled the ball here in this one early on.
No, I think they're usually a factor in their region, and they are looking good tonight. We have not been down to in Scott County's half, but once so far it seems like. They've got to get this goal kick turned and get it going the other way. And the good thing about soccer is that can happen. And it's like you can let the other team possess all day. It only takes one chance.
Yes. I want to thank Frederick Douglass High School for having us here tonight, for hosting us in our coverage. Those guys are always welcoming of us. We just send them a message and they say, "Man, you're welcome on the farm anytime." That's what they call it over here, is the farm.
You're more welcome than I am sometimes, I think.
Oh no. They appreciate any media that they get over here as long as it's in a positive light.
No, but Douglas on the girls' soccer side, I said they were kind of a construction project, and they are. I mean, they need more. Some of they're mostly young, and it takes time. But I got news for the rest of the 11th region. Get your licks in now, because Douglas is coming. They've got too good a coach and such a firm base of like 14 freshmen last year, and those are now sophomores this year, and they got a whole slew of freshmen this year. And Megan Atkins can coach, fellas. And Douglas is coming, and they're going to do a lot. They're going to make some noise this year. They should have a pretty good season this year. I expect big things from them.
I think all around Douglas is solid. You got the football team this year that a lot of people are expecting big things from the football team this year too.
Yeah, I mean, Douglas football got a huge ride from Kentucky.com and the Herald Leader last year. We did a special series that got an award.
I saw that.
AP News Award. And yeah, I mean, they have the right mix of things going for them to be a really good program.
The header going to be saved there by the keeper. We did have a whistle there before that, it looks like. Let's watch the replay here on this corner kick. Run this back, and I'll slow it down here and see if we see anything. It might have been offsides on somebody there.
I think they called a foul underneath.
Is that what they did?
I think they called a shove on somebody. That's what explanation for where that ball is.
So the instant replay there provided to you thanks to UPS Loop, where, again, UPS jobs here in Kentucky. You'll be hearing a lot more from those folks. Another shot and another save there by the keeper.
That's a fortunate ricochet there, but good work staying with it, because when that ball changes direction inside the 6-yard box, it is no fun, and it is hard to deal with. So great job by the keeper there.
Watching it again here on the replay.
That's one of those that you can just see slowly walk in, and you see everybody just and she did a good job staying with it.
We are here live at Frederick Douglass High School. It's the 2018 version of the Fayette County Soccer Spectacular. I believe that's the official name, isn't it?
I believe so. It's hard to keep up with.
Spectacular Showcase.
I think this is the Spectacular, and the boys' event this weekend is the Showcase.
Another save there by the keep.
And a lot of big games coming up this weekend in that event.
Yep. Keeper there for Scott County staying busy inside the frame. Well, good news for Jasmine County is we've just turned on officially our own network inside the county for 4K streaming. It's the first county that's hooked up with our 4K stuff.
You've got the technology.
And we're looking forward to bringing a 4K game at some point soon to everybody there. And we're working on Lexington right now, but
well, you know,
a lot more involved in the 4K streaming. There's a lot of bandwidth for that.
Ooh, that's an unfortunate bounce there for Scott County. Oh, and just wide.
Just to the left. Well, Ryle certainly had quite a bit of shots so far on goal. I believe it's 6-0 so far as shots on goal. And that time getting that shot off, it looked like that was 21 there, Ryle.
Yeah, that was a attempt at clearance there that just found her leg and went the other way. It's
Corner
gotta
kick.
Be caught there.
Header is good. So Ryle up on the board first with the header off the corner kick. Scott County just wasn't back on defense there. They weren't ready for it, were they?
Well, I mean, that was a difficult ball. I mean, that ball was perfectly placed. It was just above head high, right in the middle of the frame.
Take another look at it here on the replay.
It's just an excellent kick, and you know, if she finds the head, I mean, that's what they practice on. That's what they work on all the time, is getting that ball in that perfect position. And you know, that's a training ground thing. You get that thing, or the shot maker makes a clean run. She gets her head on it and gets it down. That's exactly what you work on 3-4 days a week in a high school and club.
Seems like club season went a little long this year. Is it just me, or was it? Is that something that's usual?
Well, we had some local club players that were involved in action well into July because they kept doing so well. The people, we have club state tournaments in late May and early June. Those keep going to regionals. I mean, if you keep winning, you keep moving. I think, you know, they play all over. But yeah, if you keep winning, sometimes you keep going. And we had I think a boys team. I don't remember which team it was, but they advanced past the regional level to national level. A couple teams from Kentucky did.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them post some things on Twitter.
Scott County getting some penetration here.
It's going to be taken away, though, again by Ryle and their defense. So what do we know about the Kentucky Cup that's coming up, the Thoroughbred Cup, where it's going to be featuring a lot of the high school teams? Do you know anything about that yet?
I had not heard about
Over
that.
in Elizabethtown? West Jessamine will be playing in it. They'll be taking on Butler, who was a state champion out of Tennessee.
Okay. Well, do you know when that's running?
I can get you the dates. I believe it said that it was in September.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. You know, Dunbar boys are stepping out of state to do a tournament right before districts, and there's you know, for the teams that really feel like that they're going to make a run district and regional wise, you want to test your team as much as possible, and those kind of big cup events, tournaments do well to do that. You find out a lot about your team and what you need to work on, what you can polish right before districts, and it's when you need to do it.
A lot of teams like to go up to that Zion tournament up there in Indiana.
Yep.
But everybody's talking about this Elizabethtown showcase that they've got going on that supposedly is the top dog. They got the big sponsor in Adidas, and a lot of people are looking forward to it.
You're sending me to the website. I'm going to have to look that up now. Wait, you got the Lady Knights Challenge coming up as well.
Over at Lexington Catholic.
That event is no joke either. That is going to be quite the tournament preview in that event.
Yeah, you got I mentioned Simon Kenton earlier. They'll be playing in that. Tate's Creek will be in it.
Notre Dame.
Sacred Heart, Notre Dame, Assumption. Stacked.
That tournament's ridiculous. Scott County with some nice forward movement here. Ball's a little hopeful. Just going to force a side. There we go.
Ryle with the speed, but it is out of play, so Scott County will have a throw in here on the near sideline.
Yeah, we got a chance to get behind the defense here if she can get there. Nope, that still works. Yeah, it's going to be... Oh, she saved it from the corner.
Saved it from the corner. Yep.
That's good work by the defense. Uh-oh, we're going the other way. She couldn't get to it. Nope. Good work there by number 20. I think that's Reagan Oliver.
Well, Ryle fans, you'll be happy to know that in 2 weeks we'll have the Bluegrass Bowl for you from Lexington Catholic High School, and Ryle will be playing in that Bluegrass Bowl. And we got, let's see, it's Ryle and Cub Calf coming down here to play Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay. So
that's the same 4 teams as last year,
yes.
Isn't it? Is it the same matchups?
It is.
Okay. No, those were. I thought Henry Clay had that game last year, and that was an incredible game last year. Henry Clay jumped out to a huge lead on Ryle.
Yeah.
And then Ryle just kept handing it. Ryle figured out a play that Henry Clay couldn't stop, and they roared back. It was incredible. It was just an unfortunate set of turnovers for Henry Clay that kept Ryle in it, and that was an amazing game. I covered that game for the Herald Leader, and it went long, and it caused a hard night for me, but it was a thrilling event for anybody who was watching it.
Yes, sir. Big games there, and then of course this Friday night we'll be bringing you the Fayette County Bowl from Henry Clay. We've got that on for you, which is Lafayette. Lafayette, who are they playing? Man, I tell you, I can't keep up with all this stuff here lately.
I don't understand.
Bryan Station, Lafayette are in it, and then also Henry Clay and Tate's Creek. Matchups to be announced, and I remember.
Well, there's nothing like high school football in the state. Everybody talks about basketball.
I believe it's Lafayette, Bryan Station, and Tate's Creek, Henry Clay. That's
football
what it is.
is no slouch. Football is really fun to watch. High school football in the state.
These soccer folks tuning into this one, they're saying, "Hey, talk about the soccer." We're just trying to give a little promotion of what we got coming up this week. There's a lot. Nice.
Keeper managed to get it. She'd want to catch it.
Yeah, she wasn't able to hold on to it, and we got a whistle down there, offsides. Scott County will have it back. You are watching the game live here from Frederick Douglass High School. William Warfield alongside Jared Peck, Lexington Herald Leader, and Jared's got his own website as well where he covers a lot of soccer in depth. And again, Jared, if you want to give that out to everybody.
Yeah, it's soccerinthebluegrass.com. We will be having Frederick Douglass interviews with the boys and girls coaches from my interviews with the Herald Leader. Those are going to be posted tonight. We Facebook all that, and we put it on Twitter. Bryan Station is already up. Every school in the city, there are 9 city schools. I'll have those coming up soon. for all those folks that want a little bit more out of their coverage for soccer. There's only so much I can do with my regular job, but I do everything I can with my hobby.
Don't you have a daughter that also plays?
Well, yes, I have a daughter who plays JV for Lafayette, and people ask me, doesn't that make you biased? It's like, well, it gives me a rooting interest, but I can't really be biased. A home team is my integrity.
You've been covering soccer long before your daughter started playing.
No, and the truth is that I've been covering soccer so long, and I know so many girls in my daughter's age group that I have rooting interest all over the city. I mean, I looked at the freshman photograph at Dunbar, and I know 10 of those girls, and I know some of them pretty well.
Wow.
And coached some of them. And one of them I coached when she was 4 and had a bow in her hair, and the shin guards were outside the socks and everything. And I have rooting interest all over, but I got to call them like I see them when I'm out here. I'm a '93 UK grad, and it's not tolerated if I just write homer stuff for UK. I gotta throw it down the middle, or I get in trouble with everybody that I report to. But yeah, but it's fun. It makes it a lot more fun. I am a fan. I am a fan of multiple sports. Soccer is my favorite sport. It has been since I started coaching my kids when they were 4. I know that sounds weird because I grew up in Paducah and grew up with UK basketball, and I love UK basketball as much as anybody else. But when your kids are playing a sport, it changes things.
Absolutely. I got a little guy that just started football in the 90s at his practice, and of course had this scheduled before he decided he wanted to play.
Well, you're missing out right now, but that'll be okay. But yeah, I'll be looking for those in-depth PrepSpin videos on whatever team he's playing for. That's a good goal kick. You need the goal kick to get more than halfway towards the center line.
Right.
And that's going to be another goal kick. That's a lot of times you see, goalies struggle with a goal kick, and sometimes other players take it. You really don't want a defender to have to take that kick, because that allows the attacking team to be up there with that defender. And here the defense has to be back because the goalie's taking it, because otherwise it would be offside.
Scott County again, keeping that keeper busy tonight is Ryle for Scott County. I mean, she's had a lot of saves already in this one, a lot of deflections. There's been a lot of aggression from Ryle. Scott County, like you said, they've only been down on their half a couple times.
Yeah, they've gotten a little bit more of it as the game's worn on, and they're here now. But it's just that one pass wanting is what's being left out here, and sometimes it's just one touch away from being a beaut.
Got high school volleyball tomorrow night.
You're doing high school volleyball tomorrow?
We got high school volleyball tomorrow night. Excuse me. We got Tates Creek and West Jessamine, a top 15 match up there in those.
That's a good match.
Yep. Everybody says West Jessamine's loaded this year in volleyball.
Well, they were good last year, and if they brought a bunch back, then they should be right there. I did the volleyball preview last year, but I didn't get to do it this year for the Herald Leader. So I don't know much about volleyball, but it's certainly, as a spectator sport, that sport's awesome.
Scott County was working with a little something there. There's a shot and collected there by the keeper.
Yep.
We don't we don't have rosters for these teams. We do got we can look on the KHSA through our phone, but
I'm going to take care of this roster situation next game, or at halftime this is going to be fixed.
Well, the cool thing about Tage Creek is we know a lot of those girls.
Well,
I mean, you see somebody out there that is just a pure athlete that's ahead of the pack, and you think to yourself, man, that's got to be Shay Robertson, and
Yeah.
she might be busy tonight.
Yeah, and we don't cover you don't cover Scott County as much because you're more Lexington centric, and we certainly don't know Ryle. But it's no disrespect to either of those teams. They're both playing their hearts out right now, and it's just there's only so many teams you can know at one time. Yeah, and we haven't been studying all day like the real play-by-play guys do.
we knew 10 minutes into this one that this was going to be the game we had. But hey, again, it's all good.
It's like I know for some games, when the big games, you really got to study for quite a long time to figure out who everybody is everywhere.
Well, I tell you what, our Friday night crew for football, Gary Ball and Coach Mike Meehan, they study all week on that game. I mean,
that's no joke.
They have got to be the best tag team on football in the state, in my opinion. Again, you say, well, they're on your network. That's a biased opinion, but I mean, I promise you, these guys are good.
Yeah. And just being up here now, I mean, you've got to know who's running, what they're doing, who's running behind them. With soccer, there's so many ways the plays can develop off the ball that it can just catch you by surprise. And so much respect for the guys who call play-by-play all the time and know every player everywhere. I mean, we're just trying to hit the high points here. And
got to have a depth chart if you really, really want to get into it. Ryle trying to chase it back, but again, the keeper comes out and able to clear it out for Scott County, or excuse me, for Ryle. This is Ryle and Scott County here in game number 1. Game number 2, we'll have Frederick Douglass.
That's a great ball. That's a great ball.
Tates Creek. Yes, it is, over on the far side.
Good job by Scott County running that down. Yeah,
now that's one thing I will say. Scott County does have some speed on the wings.
Yeah, no. Scott County is doing a good job dealing with this, because Ryle definitely has more possession, and Scott County's just got to pin their ears and get after it, because Ryle is connecting more passes and finding more joy out here, but they can. There's 12 minutes left in this half. They can keep it like this. They're going to feel pretty good about themselves and fix some things in the second half. That's a great ball across.
That is a good
she got
ball.
to it first. Nope. Unfortunate touch there.
Is that really the key, do you think, to the soccer offensive style here in Kentucky? Is you got to send it to the middle?
It depends on how strong you are in the middle. I mean, lots of teams are trying to work it to the wings and try to do crosses in. And then, looks like Scott County right here is trying to find that pass through the middle. The pass through the middle, if they can make a connection midfielder to striker through the center of the defense, those kind of things, those equal goals. Kicking it into the corners and getting those crosses, those are more 50-50 balls that are in there. You got to have a perfect run. You got to do things just right to make those crosses pay off. But if you can connect the midfield with the top of your offense, you can get a goal, and that's the surest way to get it. But you got to be precise. I mean, people ask me what the difference between soccer teams is. It's first touch. You take that first touch, wherever you see one player play it to another. If that ball sticks to her foot, then she's got a great first touch. The further that ball gets away when the first time she touches it, the worse off you are, because that allows the defense to recover, and you don't have control of the ball. So those teams that can connect those passes, boom, 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 right down the field, you'll notice when the ball gets to their feet, it stays right on their foot. And those teams are dangerous.
Throwing coming up here for Ryle.
We have a foul call out here.
I didn't see what happened, but the official is setting the ball up on the 5-yard line there.
Yep. This is going to be like a corner, except more dangerous because she gets to see the face of the goal.
She's got an angle on it.
And skip through there. Good work by Scott County getting it out. That's what's called a
playing it safe, right?
That's a free kick in a dangerous position is what they call that. You don't want those if you're playing defense.
You are watching the game live here on PrepSpin.com. The soccer game here tonight between Ryle and Scott County High School. And so thankful that we were able to bring this to you tonight. Thanks to Mingua Beef Jerky, the official game day snack of PrepSpin. I want to thank White Gear and Maggard Orthodontics, Atkinson Sims and Commode PLLC, UPS Jobs Kentucky, and Crown Trophy. I want to thank those fine folks as well in Bluegrass Orthopedics.
Got a mass substitutions in here. We get 3 in, 3 out. About 9 minutes to go in the game. I was too hopeful there. She was hoping somebody would be on the end of that. That didn't work out.
We'll go all the way back to the Scott County keepers. She'll look to boot this one up into the night air.
The two-handed punt there. I like the two-handed punt better than the same-hand punt. Usually if you're right-handed.
Got more accuracy, right?
Well,
more straight.
What you'd really like to see is them drop it out of the opposite hand. If they're right leg, you want to drop it out of your left hand. But you know, some kids can't get that coordination down. So I'll take a two-handed punt, and she's got great distance on it. But I really like to see them if they're right-legged, drop it out of their left hand because that gives you a full swing, and you really pound it.
The keeper for Tate's Creek, she does a really good job with that. I can't think of her first name for Salash. Hey, Jenna Salash.
Jenna Salash.
Yeah, Jenna, and of course she's got a sister that plays on the team with her. And of course, I mean we've been blessed with the really good keepers here in Central Kentucky, I think.
No, and in Rexford at West Jess is I think still committed to Cincinnati.
Yes.
And sometimes those
she's
commitments
not going to move
change.
that either. She is from Cincinnati. That's where she was born at, so she's locked in. I understand that she's had some more offers from
I would imagine so.
Local universities, we'll say, and that those talks didn't go anywhere. Have not gone anywhere, I should say. She's locked in. We'll try to get you a score update, too, while we're thinking about West Jessamine. They are playing Sacred Heart tonight. You guys with the Herald, you all are doing something with Score Stream this year, right?
We are doing Score Stream for football. I tried it out last night with a Lafayette soccer game. Looks fine. I don't know how the Herald Leader's interfacing it, but they're gung ho about it. Score Stream, really easy to use. You can download it from the App Store, any App Store phone you got, I believe, and it's extremely easy and it helps out because really, you know, we're waiting at the paper. We're waiting for KHSAA to update sometimes, or we're waiting for those calls in. And if fans and you know school administrators can use ScoreStream to update those as we go, we're that much better off. Especially if they remember to say whether the game is final or not.
Right. Because a lot of times on Twitter that doesn't happen, right?
Oh yeah, well you know I've done it myself on Twitter where I'm covering a game and you know. I got to get to my next. I got to get to the interview. I got to go find kids, and I don't tweet out the final score. I don't tweet out that the game has ended, and that happens to everybody because you're packing up and you want to move, and
it's time to go home. Right?
It's like, what are we doing? It's like, you know, I get texts from the people in the office like, "Is the game over?" It's like, "Oh yeah, the game was over 20 minutes ago." It's like, thanks, Jared.
Ryle and Scott County. Ryle leads the Cardinals right now. It's the Raiders and the Cardinals. And the Raiders, they're in control right now. 1-0.
Yeah, they have controlled much of the game, but Scott County has had their chances, and that's all really you can ask. I mean, there are lots of soccer teams that play defensively and look for look for one shot or two shots. And the teams that can do that get W's and ties just the same.
Ball knocked out of.
Not everybody can be Barcelona and hold it the whole time and score 10 goals.
Coach Tucker says the door is locked on the press box, but she's up here somewhere.
No, she's on the other side.
Ryle with a long shot. That went off the frame. Shot off frame there. We'll watch it again. Watch this. Slow-mo it down for you.
Yeah, and hit the field goal post.
It actually has hit the...
Now, we had one of those the other night at Henry Clay that hit the field goal post or a crossbar and went into the net and fooled everybody except the referee who was on top of it.
Yeah, so the uprights is considered out of bounds. Yeah. It's not part of the frame at all.
No, can't hit the upright.
Some of these girls need to be kicking on Friday night, though. If you know what I mean, kicking field goals.
I think some girls can do it.
Oh yeah, I've seen some that actually do it.
I think that was a handball there. We'll see what they called. They kind of bounced up and bitter. Yeah, that bounced up and bitter in the hand. But yeah, some of these goalposts lean out over the goals, which is problematic because the ball's not really out of play until it gets over the inline. And when you have the goalpost in the way, well, the goalpost is actually in play, but because that would be dumb, it has to be out of play.
Right.
I figure it's going to go, if it's up there, it's going over the goal anyway. There's a good movement
no
here.
special rules, right? I mean, certain venues.
Rules. There's 19 again, causing havoc on the edge. She's going to do a shot. Oh, that was a good cross. Oh, that's unfortunate.
They were looking for the header once again.
That was a great play. She had two runners. I mean, sometimes you see a player down there making that cross and nobody's running for her. And she had two runners that could have got on the end of that. Just unlucky for Ryle, lucky for Scott County. Scott County had it marked pretty well. There, you just got to body them up as they're running with you and hope.
Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in tonight to the soccer action here live on PrepSpin. We are having a blast here so far in this one. 1-0 Ryle leading Scott County.
Oh, good work there. That was a good fight by that Ryle player getting free there. That's not easy to do. You see Ryle trying to connect those little passes in tight. That's hard to do, but if you can do it, it can be devastating. Good step in. Yep, fell wrong. That first touch.
Ryle trying to spread out that offense a little bit, trying to get another look, but Scott County able to send it back the other way.
I'm going to give the 1-2 here. Just gotten a foot racer. All good work there. Oh, unlucky. Might work out. Yep, nice job. Yeah, just a little loose with the connections. Now,
there's got to be there's almost like an art to it, right? I mean, you gotta know your teammates.
Well, there's a lot of give and goes there. What we saw coming down the sideline just now is it was a straight up give and go, just like in basketball. You said you like to call this like basketball. In soccer, there are a ton of give and goes, and when they work out well is when that player gets free on the second pass. You pass in, pass out, and get it moving down the field. We call them 1-2s in soccer, I think. But you'll see that kind of connection a lot.
Another throw-in coming up here for Ryle is
coming on half.
This game again here live at Frederick Douglass High School. They're a little little ahead of us on their time out there because they didn't stop it on the goal is what happened.
That never happened. No, it was a good, Ryle scored early, but Scott County hung in there, and they started to see some action in their end, so it's going to be a good second half.
All right, so we are again live here at Frederick Douglass High School where the Ryle Raiders are on top 1-0 on top of Scott County here in Lexington. We'll be right back. We're going to step out for a moment. Don't you guys go anywhere. Jared Peck here bringing you all the color commentating here today, and I'm not even bringing you the play-by-play. I can't claim that, but I'm just happy you're here.
We got something to talk about, so we're going to get better at the play-by-play as the night goes on. Promise.
Right, we'll be right back, folks.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859 in Lexington and now in London.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
All right, welcome back here to Frederick Douglass High School. William Warfield here alongside Coach Allie Tucker of Tates Creek. And Coach Tucker, first off, man, I know you're excited about the new season getting ready to start, and you got a heck of a team. I mean, you guys are loaded, it seems like, again.
We've got a good group that came back this year. We're returning a lot of players that played a lot of minutes last year on a team that was able to make a pretty good run. So, you know, we feel good about the team we have coming back. You know, I don't think it's any mystery that Carson Prigge tearing her ACL, that was a pretty big hit for us. So it'll take us some time to figure out exactly what we're going to look like without her. But we still feel good about the players we have coming back.
I read something that you had put out. I don't know if it was with the Herald Leader or with Bluegrass Soccer or whoever it was, but you know, you can't really replace a player like Carson. You said that it's going to take a team effort. You know, maybe 10 players can step in there and fill it at times, but not one player can replace her.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's probably one of the better players, not just in the area but in the state. So we don't expect one person to fill her shoes, but you know, we've got a girl who transferred in from Russell named Callan Johnson. She's a junior, and a lot of people, you know, don't know a lot about her, but she plays a similar position to Carson, so she'll help fill the gap, especially early on. And then we've got some other players, Emma Healy, Alex Smith, who used to play up top, and, you know, we're moving her around some different places. So, you know, I think the girls, they love Carson, and they're going to do whatever they can to, you know, to kind of pick up where she left off.
Well, you know, you got a heck of a keeper, and that's really a big key to winning here in Central Kentucky, it seems like, is you got to be able to stop those, you know, the aggressive attacks, if you will. And Jenna Salash, I mean, she's one of the best in the game.
She is. She had a really good, especially into her season last year, and you know, she's basically coming back as a third-year starter, and it really helps to have that experience. I mean, I always say that if you've got a good goalkeeper, you know, you've got a chance. But we also have two keepers who get a lot of playing time as well. A junior, Yasmin Shalas, and a senior, Kendall McIntyre. So, you know, we feel pretty good about any of those three girls if they had to step in and play.
Last year, talk to me about last season and how you guys finished up last year.
Yeah, you know, we felt like things were kind of coming together toward the end of the year. We had a tie against West Jessamine there at the end, which gave us some confidence going into postseason, and we really finished, you know, our last, like, I think eight or nine games, we were on a pretty good roll there. And, you know, then we got over the hump beating Dunbar in districts in the shootout, and I think that just gave us kind of the jolt that we needed. And you know, we were still a relatively young team last year, so, you know, by the time the end of the season rolled around, some of those players, they've been, you know, even though they were sophomores, they basically had started for 2 years, so it just kind of came together at the right time.
43rd district champions, like you said, and that was a heck of a game. I remember that was against Lexington Catholic. That was played at LCA, and you know, that was one of the best games I think we had all season last year, was in that district championship. And then, like you said, you know, you get to the region, and then Lexington Catholic ends up knocking you out of the season. But you guys, like you say, you're returning a lot of players from last year's team. I mean, you got a scorer too out there that kind of reminds you, you know, of a younger Aaron Gilliland, if you will, of you know, who's the girl that Kennedy Trander, you know, that played at Lexington Catholic. Shay Robertson's got that type of game.
Yeah, we kind of feel like, you know, I think I told her right before our regional championship game last year that I felt like it was time for the torch to pass from Kennedy to her, and I even think I said, Shay, if you can go out and get me 2 goals and we'll do the rest, and she did. And, it got a little crazy there at the end, and still a bit heartbreaking loss. But she is, she's poised to have a big year this year, and I think she'll have a little more help up top this year, so she won't have to, carry as much of the weight, and hopefully that takes a little bit of attention off of her. But she's a special player for sure.
You've got a former player that played underneath the Tates Creek system over there underneath Tates Creek at the school, but coaching Dunbar now too. How does that make the Dunbar game a little bit more exciting for you?
Oh, that's always a big game, no matter what. I'm really excited for her. I mean, it's great to see players that used to play at Tates Creek who are in the coaching world now, and she's going to do a great job, and she's got a good team. I think they're a little bit young, but they've got a lot of talent. So I'm excited to see what she does with them there. And I told her, win all the games, but take it easy on us.
Big district rival there. That might get interesting again this year as well. But talk about your schedule, and you got a heck of a schedule again this year. You guys don't bow down to anybody. You accept all challenges, and this year's schedule's no different.
Yeah, just our district games alone provide a big challenge for us, and then this tournament to start the year is always a good way to see where you are. And then the Lexington Catholic tournament, which is, I think every bit as good as the Final Four when it comes down to competition. So we're excited that we get to go play in that tournament again, and that'll be a good test for us at a good time of the year to see where we are.
I'm on multitask here, Coach, if you don't mind. But,
I've got to go get my team warmed up here in a minute. So.
Yeah. So what's the big keys to success this year for your team?
I think us kind of figuring out what it's going to look like in the middle of the field, without having Carson there, that's played such a huge role for us. But, I think other than that, staying healthy and figuring out how we can just continue to get better, not get complacent, not get comfortable. I think our junior and senior players, we have a lot of them, and it's time for them to really step up and make the most of their upperclassmen years.
I think special things are ahead for the Lady Commodores over there. Is it Lady Commodores, or do you just call yourself Commodores?
You can call us either one. We'll accept either one.
How about Tates Creek's women's soccer?
There you
because
go. That'll work.
You guys are serious over there about that program. It's definitely one of the best programs in the state of Kentucky. And Coach Allie Tucker, you're one of the best coaches as well, and we appreciate your time here today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you guys around this year a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Coach Allie Tucker with the Tates Creek High School Commodores. They are a top team here in the state of Kentucky, and we're looking forward to their game coming up next here live on PrepSpin. And Jared will be with us here in just a little bit. Once again. But, again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Get your camera angle back there. Scott County going to chase this ball down here in the right corner. And saving it. Well, we're going to have a whistle. This game's got 38 minutes left to go here in this one, where Ryle leads right now 1-0. I think it's 2-0. Let me double check that. I think somebody might have hit a button on the scoreboard. Hope it is 2. It is 2. 2-0. We had the header to get things going for Ryle off of a corner kick. And then Ryle able to put it into the net once again. We'll have to go back on replay and see exactly who scored that. But it is 2-0 Ryle with the lead here in Lexington. It's the Fayette County Soccer Spectacular. You're watching the game live again here on PrepSpin. Some of you guys might be tuning in tonight expecting the Henry Clay Woodford County game, and we apologize that that game we thought was going to be our game number 1 tonight, but they ended up, Henry Clay hosted this event as well, and they ended up playing a home game. So that one's being held over there at Henry Clay. And we promised to bring you a Woodford County and Henry Clay game in the future. We'll make sure we get those teams on the network real soon. But we're so glad that we can bring you Scott County tonight. Again, Bluegrass Orthopedics, the official sports injury medicine provider here on the network. Also the official sports medicine injury provider for Scott County Sports. And we're excited about that new partnership with those guys as well. And Andrew Carlson and his great team. And, of course, Scott County's got their own athletic trainers there through Bluegrass Orthopedics. But certainly want to thank our partners, BGO. Mingua Beef Jerky, the official game day snack of PrepSpin. And also want to thank UPS Jobs for all their support here as well. UPS Jobs Kentucky. Whistle on the sideline. You are, again, watching the game live here on the network. A little bit of bonus coverage for you tonight. We're going to start everything with football, but it's like, man, there's some really, really good soccer games going on this week. So it was just a must for us to get out there and cover some soccer. And then, of course, we got volleyball tomorrow night where we're going to bring you West Jessamine volleyball taking on Tage Creek. So we'll have that game on the network tomorrow night. Ryle with a 2-0 lead here in this one. Ball knocked out of play. Now they changed the scoreboard again. It is a 1-0 lead. I tell you, early season, trying to get used to everything here. But it is a 1-0 lead. Ryle, that is the official score. And we know that was off a corner kick header. We couldn't find the other score, and therefore that has been taken off the scoreboard there. It's just a 1-0 game. So Scott County still in this one. Okay, cool. Thanks. 1-0 the lead. Ryle leading Scott County. Jared Peck joining us again here on the network. Is we've got again 1-0 Ryle. Not much happening so far in the second half of play. We're about 9 minutes into it.
Yep, they just came out from their talking to.
What's up, man? Doing all right?
If my daughter had torn her ACL, I'm not going to play, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's what Allie was saying.
You're an assistant coach's dad now.
Scott County still controlling the ball here, but again, Ryle leading 1-0, and now Ryle had a touch on it.
Yep, going to clear that to the middle. Oh, just missed her. There's the opportunities you got to have.
I was talking about Coach Allie Tucker come up here with us. Her dad just had a soccer field named after him over in Oldham County, didn't he?
Yeah, he was pretty good at the whole coaching thing, I think, up at South Oldham. Yeah. Most wins overall for a girls coach. That gets you a field named after you.
Yep. Hard check there.
Oh, put her down. So the play goes on in soccer. You don't take timeouts for injury unless it's a head injury. Now the ball's out of play, they
will
attend to her.
Call time out there on the field with.
Some people don't understand that. They feel like a player gets injured and they should call timeout. And it's like, well, they don't call timeout when a player gets injured in football. They don't call timeout when a player gets injured in baseball.
Yeah.
The ball's got to be out of play, and that's the same way in soccer. Now they will stop it nowadays for if they feel like she's been hit in the head or the player's been hit in the head. Hand injury will stop play. But if it's a trip or any kind of just regular falling down, that play generally moves on.
She's gonna jog off the field on her own power there.
Yeah, I think it probably just surprised her more than anything. Hopefully,
she's in good hands over there with Bluegrass Orthopedics. And we're back underway here.
Free kick for the stop ball. I think they called an offside is what happened there. Scott County is trying to find that third pass connection. It's just not working out right now. As you can make 2 passes, can you make the third pass connect? And that's where it's kind of breaking down for Scott County right now. They get that second pass, and then the third pass gets snuffed out.
Ryle trying to work
it up the line there. Here. We got a foot race.
Ryle doing a good job with moving that ball.
That was a good job of her getting that out for a throw-in instead of a corner.
Yeah.
Excellent job staying on it.
Scott County defense there.
You shouldn't underestimate that. You want that ball out for a throw-in because you can contest that play a lot better than a corner sometimes. As we saw, because Ryle scored in the first half off the corner.
Ooh, there's a shot.
Dangerous shot. She was teed right up. That was a sitter coming right to her.
Yeah, they
dream of that one.
Certainly fed her. Watch this off the ricochet. It was a Scott County player that was able to get it over to her, and oh man, she put her head back. She's like, man, I missed a golden opportunity.
Number 19, who has wreaked all kinds of havoc today. There's a good ball through the middle. Now they're going to try that 1-2, and they couldn't get that third pass connected. And now I get a free kick.
Taze Creek and Douglas coming up next here on the network.
Coach Tucker give you any secrets of the game?
Not really.
I never did. Didn't tell you how it was all going to work out.
It was actually a pretty good little interview there, though, and I failed to mention about her dad getting the field named after him. I totally slipped my mind, but
now people complain that I gave her too much time in the paper. It's like she really talks well for a coach. She gives you information.
They're going to really get on you. Like, man,
there's a good breakaway here.
That's good.
She just got to get her foot on it to finish it. Nope, she pulled it back, and there we go.
Nobody home there in the middle, though.
Yeah, she got her hands to her head right now. She knows that was an opportunity.
So you gave him a really good write-up, and then we talked to him here in the first game.
They're gonna be all over us. We're gonna give everybody else love.
Hey, let me tell you something. There's not a team that deserves more coverage right now, and again, in my opinion, than some of these teams here in Lexington that are top notch. I mean, you talk about Henry Clay, Tage Creek, Lexington Catholic.
And you got more soccer games coming.
West Jessamine outside the county.
We got more opportunities to come for everybody else.
We got a ton. I mean, we're talking. I bet you we have 40 soccer games on the network this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy.
That's awesome. We're going to try to talk to somebody else besides Tate's Creek. How about that?
The door's always open, right?
Well, sometimes it was locked here earlier. You had to open it up.
You got to know the password.
Good header away. Mingua beef jerky. You know the password?
Man, don't give it out. Actually, the winning coach of each game will get a bag of Mingua beef jerky. The official game day snack of PrepSpin. Boy, you let me right into that one.
I'm trying
Handball.
This is my first game. I'm trying to make a good impression.
There's a handball there going to be called.
Yeah.
Time ticking away in this one. We're getting down to 26 minutes.
Ryle's got to figure out who's going to take it. Is that number 14?
That was a handball in the box, so that is going to be a goal kick here for.
No, it's a penalty kick.
Penalty kick, excuse me.
There's a PK. All right, took a strong.
There's a goal.
You guys got to be confident with those and put them in. Goalie has very little shot at that. Goalie can't kick herself for that because penalty kicks are no fair. You just got to guess right sometimes and hope. That was number 14, Kylie Fountain, on the PK there after the unfortunate handball for Scott County.
Again here. This is the PK.
Yep, not a big run up here. She just steps in and takes it. Goalie guessed right, but there's not a lot you can do when they put some power behind it.
Able to knock it in. Back to the live shot here is Ryle now with the ball.
That was really unfortunate with still like 25 minutes to go in this game. Scott County's got to knuckle down and try to get this halved here in the next 10 minutes. And then they can feel like they've got something going.
Ryle again with it.
That's going to be a goal kick. That's too big a touch there. You can see the player throwing her head back. She knows if she could just kept that on her foot for another second, that would have been something.
That's what makes teams like West Jessamine and Henry Clay, like, you know, the teams we've been mentioning. That's what makes those teams really special is that they get that, you know. They'll fight and get those opportunities for their team. And I've seen it many times where those turn into corner kicks.
Now, the thing that impressed me about the preview you did for West Jessamine girls soccer a couple weeks ago is that he was talking to them about defense and bodying up and being physical, and you know that was the focus of that segment of practice. And you know some coaches don't spend any time on that; they just assume that the players are stand up back there and know what to do when somebody's breathing down their throat. And you really have to coach girls, you know, especially and boys too. I mean, it's not gender specific. To be physical down there, you have to be able to shoulder a player up and ride them off the ball without fouling. Mm-hmm. And you can, if you have somebody, a girl that is not afraid of the contact, is not afraid to get in there and jump a pass and shoulder a player off the ball as they're running side by side, because you can, you know, when I was coaching little league soccer, you know, one of the things we did is like teach them how to shoulder up and ride them off, and you can ride them off like a horse. Some players will just come right off that ball if you get on their shoulder, and you see West Jessamine doing that kind of thing. The West Jessamine wins games by getting it to overtime and not letting the other team score. They win a lot of games like that just defending. And you know, 2 years ago when they had Eva Mitchell and Anna Lee scoring 60 goals, you know, they didn't have to do too much of that. They had goals, as many goals as they wanted, but they didn't replace those 60 goals last year when they defended that title. Right. That was all defense.
Right.
And here's. That's a nice turn good. Come back by the center back there to deny that opportunity.
Well, I tell you, they did lose a lot this past year, and it's some spots that it's going to be hard to fill. But they did add the Henry girl from LCA. She's West Jessamine now, Audrey Henry.
Okay. Now, you can defend. You can stay in a lot of games.
She was a heck of a defender for LCA. Only played handful of games for LCA last year before she moved. But
we like to call it the beautiful game, but sometimes you got to make it ugly if you're going to get that W.
Yep.
That was a good ball in the box. They just didn't find the connection there, and Scott County fighting it out. She's going to put it back in, and it's on goal.
And they got the
good shot on goal.
The Bolton girl is going to be an up-and-comer too for them. But yeah, we got a lot of great soccer here in the Central Kentucky area.
That's all right. Sorry, I stepped out. I had to help Coach Megan Atkins, Douglas, excuse me. Oh, apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies for that.
Douglas or Dunbar?
Slip. 2 D's. Douglas. It's not confusing. She's full service. She's bringing up the rosters for the...
She's ready. Hey, we're on PrepSpin tonight. It's opening night for the regular season for us.
Yep.
They played last night.
And the night before. Yep.
Now this is Tage Creek's opening night for regular season.
That's his first game, yep.
They play on Monday as well?
They played Monday. Dunbar played 2 games back-to-back. They played Monday, Tuesday for some reason, which is kind of crazy. And Henry Clay played on Monday as well. In addition to tonight, Henry Clay didn't put themselves Monday, Tuesday for some reason. But Henry Clay got a tough win over, I think, Boyle, 3-2. They got that third on all these games, if they end tied, end up in penalty kick shootouts just for the heck of it. So if we have a tie game later this evening, that'll be a PK shootout in the soccer spectacular. So Henry Clay won on PKs on Monday over Boyle.
Now, is there a winner of the soccer spectacular, or is it just kind of like a showcase where you mix the matches up a little bit?
I think they match up. It's kind of like the World Cup, where each team is in a pool of 3 teams, and Saturday, the best record out of each of the 4 pools, or however many pools they are, the best teams, the winning teams out of those brackets face each other on Saturday, and then the second place teams face the second place teams, and the third place teams face the third place teams. So it's a really good format, and make sure that you. That was a great chance there, just left wanting. But it lets you play competitive games. That last game, you're going to play a competitive game on Saturday rather than, maybe playing a team maybe you can't handle in the final game, which is no fun. You learn a lot.
Oh, I see.
I can learn a lot without getting my head kicked in too. Sometimes.
Low line drive kick is going to head back the same way, and another
nice attempt there.
Man, Ryle's all over it right now.
Douglas got a win in their opening game the other night. They beat Campbell County on PKs, so they've already got a win coming in tonight.
Already got their feet wet, so to speak.
Yep.
Ready to take on a big challenge tonight.
They're not going to like me saying this, but they just matched their win total from last year. Douglas did, and I think they're going to do way better than that this year. There's wins out there for Douglas. The Broncos are coming, people. That's a good fight to get back for that corner, because that was a dangerous coming up that end line. You never want to see a winger come up that end line looking for hope for players running in. So good job by Scott County getting in that ball.
Can't do no worse than last year, right?
Well, you can always do worse and feel worse about yourself, but that's not why we're out here. We're out here to get better.
The expectations are a lot higher.
Another good play in. You see that's just like they did in the first half. She just didn't get her in the right position for it. But you see that Ryle, they've got you. If you're coming to play Ryle, you're going to have to defend that corner kick right in the center of the frame, because they find that's the second time they found her, and it's just a matter of her getting a good contact on it. I mean, that corner kick
certainly out jumping everybody.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a beautiful corner kick. I mean, that ball is everything you want in a corner kick if that's how you're playing. She's given her team a chance to get to it.
Ryle again leading 2-0 here in Lexington. This is Ryle taking on Scott County High School. Game number 1 of our doubleheader tonight.
Free kick from a little too far out to think too much about it, but they can put it in like they can set up a line here and maybe run onto it.
If you're Scott County, would you try to shoot it here?
Well, no, it's too far out, but you can put it on somebody's head up there in that wall.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to try out. She went for goal. She's hoping that the goalie spills it.
On Hopper, yeah. There is some girls that can laser that shot in from 30 back.
Well, yeah.
Strong leg. You gotta have a strong leg.
That's a little too deep for that. I mean, if she got the right run from a teammate could have got to that, but it just didn't. Didn't think she was going to put a great save
nice save
there.
That was a really good save. Let's see if we can look at that again here. We'll take it in full speed and then we'll slow it down.
You don't really expect this shot from this position, but you know the girls that can do it. Those are the one that goes in for goals because you never expect that. You never expect that goal to be on frame because of such a bad angle. But a great job by not just catching it, but stopping it, but not letting it roll away from her, because that's the garbage goal that can happen if you spill that ball.
Good save there for Scott County. We apologize we don't have the keeper's name, but we definitely will tweet that out and make sure that we recognize her later on. Ryle again leading 2-0. We're in the Fayette County Soccer Showcase.
Spectacular.
Some people call it spectacular. Yeah.
The girls is spectacular. The boys is the showcase. You know how to get this straight.
It's known by many names.
Well, I think it changed up, and everybody got confused one year.
Get folks watching tonight on Bluegrass Preps. It looks like we put the embed on their site. Hopefully Rob don't get upset, but we had Ryle playing every time Northern Kentucky plays. I always try to do that for them. Corner kick.
And there it is again, right in the center, and she's right there.
Yeah, she off balance basically on the jump.
Yeah, she just mistimed it a bit. You saw her immediately react. She was like, "Oh, I could have had another one." Yep, good step in there. But yeah, those Ryle corners are no joke.
We're talking about.
You don't want to play that ball back in the middle like that. You got to get that ball out somehow. There it is. You gave her a goal kick there. So
they were talking about here on this campus that they were going to basically take and put black netting across it and put up a video board here. How cool would that be?
That would be cool, but there would be some teams crying for equal treatment, I'm sure. They tried to do that. You know, I'm from Western Kentucky, and Graves County, when they opened their new school, they put up a big screen.
World.
They put a big screen up on the Eagles' nest up there, and that didn't last for too long. It was a big screen back in the late 80s.
Isn't it a dog eat dog world, though? I mean, if you go out there and you sell the advertisements to make it happen.
No, I understand. It would be cool. But then, if you give if you take a mouse to the movies,
that's true.
He's gonna want some popcorn.
I guess when you have a lot of schools in the same county, that is kind of tough because it does look like that, but there is a hustle to it, right? So corner kick coming up here for Scott County.
Well, we know parents in different districts never complain about anything like that when they receive some kind of, preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
That's never a problem.
Do you see who's over in the corner by chance? I didn't catch a number there.
Oh, taking that corner. Got Cardinals uniforms.
Ooh, nice save there by the keeper.
The
for
Cardinals
Ryle.
we've switched to home darks this year in high school soccer and maybe some other sports,
right,
where the home teams get to wear their colors, and that makes it tough to read some numbers sometime on the home darks. We talked about Ryder's whites here, the orange being a little pale, but that dark blue on dark red for Scott County, and it's going to be a problem with a number of teams this year with the darks. It's going to be hard for the people trying to call out the goals and assists and all that stuff this year.
The Tennessee orange numbers Ryle has on is not even any easier,
That's not helpful either. Tennessee helped the play-by-play people out by adding some black trim on it a few years ago, and now it's a little darker this year.
It's
this is old school Tennessee orange right here. This is hard to deal with. Oh!
Scott County, the keeper had a deflection, but yeah, you're right. She got to get back. Ryle recognizes
she's gonna let that go. Oh, she never put in the cross in. Yeah, that's good. Now the keeper took a chance there, and it was hoping to. That's one of those 50-50 balls where the keeper comes out and tries to get to it first, and then all of a sudden, she's faster than I thought she was, and she got to it. But she got the deflection to knock it away and prevent that third goal from going in. So fortunate, but she managed to get to it. Another shot. It's too hopeful from too far away. You gotta put some more mustard on it if you're gonna shoot from that distance.
One hop into the keeper there that time, and talk about this complex out here. It does play a little slick out there with all the beads that are out there on the. I guess it's tire shavings, right?
Yeah, I mean the black rubber pellets, and this is being a brand new surface, 1 year old. It feels a little more pebbly, like they haven't settled as much, but I mean it's a good surface, and it's these surfaces have decreased the number of injuries that they used to have on the old turf. That's a good ball.
Yeah, it is
Flag
a good ball.
staying down.
Oh, she tried to go back to the middle, but
corner. But I mean it's a good surface, and they're getting ready to resurface at Bryant Station after this season, I believe.
So here's another thing for you, and I hate to keep going back to West Jessamine, but this is what really happened. let me tell you.
I know why you keep going back to West Jessamine, but that's beside the point.
All right,
go ahead.
Well, I'm going to go back to it real quick, and I apologize to everybody. You're going to know a lot about West Jessamine by the time this is over. Here's the corner kick. Let's do this first. Corner
right there
kick
in the
on
middle.
the way.
Right there in the middle, and in.
Yes. So Ryle able to send another one in.
I think if you play Ryle, you
Banks,
just
I
don't
believe.
give up corners. You should never give up a corner because that play is coming.
Yeah, it's kind of a common play for him now, right?
Well, they scored two of their goals off of it.
You got to expect it, right?
Yeah.
Here it is again.
You don't want to be in a set piece against Ryle because this girl in this corner can put it in there. She has got this play down. Boom. Right, head high, center of the field, and in.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, so back to my story about the West Jessamine, real quick. So both East and West Jessamine is getting turf on their football fields.
They gotta let the soccer teams play them?
No, the soccer teams aren't playing at the football fields. They got their own stadium over there.
Yeah.
Right? So the discussion came up, well, why don't the soccer teams play at the football stadium? Why don't we do it like Lexington does it and have a multi-use thing? Kevin Wright, head coach of West Jessamine, steps up and says, I got a heck of a complex over there. I'm not playing on no turf. He's got the Bermuda grass. He said, they even went as far as saying, I'll mow it myself. We don't need you guys to mow it. So he's got a parent over there mowing it this year and it will continue to mow it. And he's got specific, if you talk to Kevin, he'll give you specifics of how he wants it mowed, first of all. But yeah, just the fact that they didn't want to play on the turf, that they wanted to keep the Bermuda grass at their own stadium, their own complex, have their own home.
No, and I understand that. I mean,
which is behind the middle school, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, when they started making these crumb rubber fields, they became safer. They also became much more economical to take care of than a grass field for like if Douglas was playing on grass with 2 soccer teams and a football team, this field would be chewed up by mid-October. Right. There would be no keeping it together, and it's just much easier to maintain. So that's why school districts do that.
LCA now they're the only grass football field in town.
Right. But they also
play soccer on other.
They play soccer on another surface, and that helps them out there. If you had your druthers, you'd want to play on grass, and I think that's what Kevin Wright wants. I mean, you want your players playing on grass. It's a truer bounce. You can adjust to the turf fairly easily, and he's 2-time state champion.
It's easier on the knees too, right?
And it's much easier on the players. While the artificial surface have improved, there's a reason why professional soccer players in World Cups are played on grass. Grass is the better surface. The natural surface is the better surface if it's maintained. If it's not maintained, turf is the way to go. But if you have the finances to maintain a grass field, if you have in the discipline to maintain a grass field, that's the best surface to play on. Any sport.
I mean, tennis had it figured out a long time ago. Let's just play on dirt, right?
You can play on dirt, you can play on grass, you can play on hard surface in tennis. But yeah, all the professional teams around the world, the only league, professional soccer league that we know about around here that plays on turf is MLS. And it's a huge sticking point for a lot of their top players because they feel like that's more wear and tear on them over the course of sometimes an 8-month season. So you want to play on grass whenever possible, but it's just not feasible.
Again, the score 3-0.
Yep.
Ryle, leading Scott County.
And we're again a little ahead because they're not stopping the clock on goals. So there's only 5 minutes left in the game here on the game clock.
They're not stopping the clock tonight.
I don't know. When the referee raises his hands crossed above his head, they're supposed to stop the clock. But I'm not going to pick any fights with with Douglas tonight. That's a good ball. Oh, just couldn't get on the end of it there.
And we got Taze Creek and Douglas coming up next here on the network. There'll be a separate broadcast link for that for you right there on the homepage of PrepSpin.com or any of our apps that we've got out there as well. If you're watching on your smartphone or your iPhone, iPad, whatever, PlayStation.
Yeah, good shot. Oh, just unfortunate bounce there. Caught the keeper off guard. Here comes this corner kick again. Let's see what they do with it. Now,
well, you know where it's going.
Well, yeah. Let's see if they keep working. If they could take a short corner here and give them a break, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. Here we go. It's like we got this play down. Here it comes.
2 or 3 goals have come. 2 or 3 goals have came off corner kicks for Ryle.
They awarded
the other one was a PK.
Yeah. That's right. Now everything's off set. Everything's off a set here tonight. No run of the action goals. They defended that one. That ball was a little shallow. They didn't quite. Here it comes. She's gonna put.
Oh yeah, that's what they were doing. They're shallow and then go back out long with it.
There was going to be a handball there, and he let play continue because it looked like that Ryle had the advantage. So I think there was something. He kind of blew the whistle and swallowed it at the same time because it looked like they were going to score anyway. Sometimes that happens. People understand that some fouls aren't called because the team that got fouled still has the ball.
Yeah.
That's called continuation or play on because you still have the advantage. Why do you want to give the advantage up? Now, when sometimes the referee whistles the play dead, and calls the ball back for a free kick when a team has the advantage, then you're going to see like coaches and players go nuts, just like, we had a 2-on-1, we had a 3-on-1, what are you doing? So the point of that is people are never happy with whatever the referee calls.
That's always the case, right?
It's the constant.
Unless you're benefiting from it.
It's the constant. Nope, very good step in there. She's all by herself. She needs some help. She needs to get the pressure on. Let me see.
Down under. I believe the official time out there is what, 2 minutes? Yeah, under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
The 2-minute warning has happened here. Our clock is about a minute ahead of their clock. And it's because of the 2 goals where they were supposed to stop the clock, they didn't. And you figure 30-second celebration.
I think you're going to have to adjust your game. I don't know if they're going to adjust theirs.
We'll see what happens in the next game. Maybe, of course, that might have been the rules going into the showcase too.
Yeah, it might be just to keep the showcase. Lots of times in tournaments like this, the timing rules are. Oh, that's a foul.
Oh yeah,
that was a.
Oh,
what in the
wow,
world?
That's getting physical out there.
That's a card. That's got to be a card. I don't know what's going on there.
The official come over to
should be at least
now.
be a talking to. Because that was 2 shots right in the back.
Official's going to come over here.
She's trying to call her. Yeah. You're going to get a talking to or a card? Got a talking to.
Official being very lenient there.
Yeah, the first shove was pretty egregious. The second shove was crazy. And we don't know. We haven't seen what's been going on all night. I'm sure those 2 players are probably not happy with each other for various reasons, and it probably just culminated here in the last minute. But she is fortunate to get out without a yellow card in that situation. 17 seconds left.
So this one's going to be over with Ryle winning this one 3-0. We'll just come back sooner here.
And really, it just came down to set plays. It came down to an unfortunate handball in the box and the corner kicks for Ryle, which they have down pat. And Ryle had a lot of the possession tonight and kind of dominated the game, but there's always things you can take out of the game. And so held up well. The set pieces, just tough.
We'll show you some of these big plays of the game right now. I want to thank again UPS Jobs Kentucky for their support of us and bringing you these instant replays. This was back in the first half where you'll see some of the saves from the keeper, and of course all 3 goals you'll see here as well as Ryle defeats Scott County 3-0 today. You're live on PrepSpin.
First corner kick goal.
Yep. Well, I think it's safe to say that got about another minute of these replays, but I think it's safe to say that we'll transition into the next game and get ready to bring you Tate Creek and Douglas.
Yep.
So you guys
first look
continue
at
to watch these highlights. And any final thoughts on this one?
No, I mean I enjoyed this game. I'd like to see Scott County, get more out of the ball in this game, and I think they'll learn from that, and they'll be able to make adjustments as the season goes on. Hopefully, if they stay healthy. Ryle looked really good tonight. I think other teams in Northern Kentucky are going to be studying this, and Ryle's going to have to adjust as well.
I wish we knew more about Ryle coming into this one, and apologize to those Ryle fans watching tonight, but next time we have you on, of course, it'll be planned, and we'll get some more information on your team.
I'll be studying all day is what I'll be doing.
Yes. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight in this game number 1. We'll have game number 2 coming up for you here next. Live on PrepSpin. Getting the final score tonight. It was Ryle 3, Scott County 0.